welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy. Today we're going to be talking about guess what? A Scotch. That's right. Mr. Randy has gone full-flown into Scotchman. Now, there are 5 regions where Scotch comes from. You got your Islay, you got your Highland, you got your Lowland, you got your Speyside, and you got your Campbelltown. Now, I'm going to leave that. I was going to say something that's completely off color for the channel. But Campbelltown, they say, is an unusual one. I think there was another place, I can't quite remember the name off the top of my head, that only has like 2, maybe 3 distilleries. Nah, I don't recall the name of that, but moving on. This is Barelegs Islay single malt Scotch whiskey. Comes in at 46%. Now this has got to be, I believe, the highest percent Scotch that I've had. Now, another good thing I like to see, unchill filtered. Okay, so that's a little throwing me off. The unchill filtered instead of a non-chill filtered. I'll let it slide. Small batch. Now, I'm kind of curious about the small batch stuff. But it says that it's peated and crisp with a subtle sweetness. This was a last minute decision pickup because let me see if I can. Imported. I was looking for something, but it's not there. But the story behind this bottle was a last minute pick. I got a notification about sales in my main store, and I went there to take a look at this with my own 2 eyes, because everything I got information on did not give me a whole lot to go off of. When I got there, I saw the bottle on the shelf, but the price tag on the bottom was, I think it was 70 something. So I'm thinking, why did they send me something that says it's 40? But when I went up to the cashier to check out, I asked him about it, and he said he was unsure. But then the manager comes out, and he explains to me that he checked my account and says, "Hey, you know, congratulations, you just evolved from the gold membership to the platinum." I said, "Oh, okay, great." I said, "But what's the deal with the price?" And he says, "Oh, because you're a platinum member now," he says, "sometimes you'll be offered deep discounts, like 40%. So Mr. Randy got this sucker at 40% off. So I paid $40 out the door. It was a little under, I think it was like 30 something, but $40 out the door for a 46% unchill filtered small batch Islay single malt whiskey with all the good stuff in here." But enough about me. Let's get a pour on. Oh, that was a little tight. Here we go. Ooh, that's gonna be a big one. Let's just get in there. 46%. Also, another point I want to pull up while we're doing this. The color is like a I'd say more of a middle straw, light amber. Probably not even an amber. I probably wouldn't call it an amber. Probably like a darker straw. Not too dark. You know what I'm saying. This one seems to have some legs that wanted to... I haven't been getting much legs out of my whiskeys lately. I clean the glass before, buff them, try and do what I can. I don't know if it's the glass, if it's the humidity. The weather has been crazy here in Texas. It's been crazy. We have not gotten as hot as we used to. We were told that this was going to be a pretty mild year for Texas weather. Well, actually for the whole country. Getting it under the nose, you're going to get that peat smoke right off the bat. Okay, so After we get past the peat, smoke, a little bit of sweetness, here comes that iodine and Band-Aids. I don't know. Either I got to figure out how can I reassociate that smell from those things. If you have some kind of whiskey out there that can help get that taste out of my brain, then make the suggestion. Let us know in the comments. Yeah, you get that good peat and smoke right up front, and then as the sweetness comes in, and then suddenly just Band-Aid. Just Band-Aid. You got to go back at it. Peat, smoke, Band-Aid. Well, let's get it on the palate. Ooh. That's definitely hitting the top, the roof of my mouth. Oh, we got the tip of the tongue, the sides. Well, you're definitely getting everything on the nose is right there. Even the Band-Aids. Who's eating Band-Aids? Come on now. Let's be honest. When you were a kid, did you ever taste a Band-Aid? No, neither have I. It's nasty. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this on the finish. Ooh. Okay, that was a little more than I think I wanted to go with for 46%. I ain't going nowhere for a while. Oh, excuse me. The finish, yeah. Roof of the mouth. Well, it's got a nice mouthfeel. It's got a little bit more of that, I don't know, viscosity. So it's more oily than most others that I've tried. So most others just like straight, like they feel like water. A little thicker than water. This one's more thicker than some of the other things I've had. I think there was one that was really oily, really viscous, really that mouthfeel was very coating. It's really long. Like I said, the roof of the mouth, the cheeks. Oh yeah, it hit the cheeks right after the roof of the mouth. And like right over the top of the tongue. Not so much the tip or the sides, not the back so much either. There's that heat. There's a little bit of heat, not very noticeable unless you're expecting it. And I just went right over it. Went over the top of the tongue, cheeks. The cheeks are still a little bit, you can feel it in the cheeks. That's a pretty good finish. So I guess this could almost be a through and through. I think we might toss it in that category as a through and through. Everything on the nose was good, except for the Band-Aids. Everything on the palate, great. So the finish kind of came through. All those flavor profiles, yeah, peat, smoke, sweet, Band-Aid. It's all there. So I'm gonna call this a through and through as well. So I originally was gonna give this a 3 out of 5. Then I started thinking about readjusting my score system. So part of me's, man, because there's a lot of good stuff here. But I think my judgment of it is going to be a little, I don't know. I want to give it a 3 out of 5. That was my original feeling on it, was a 3 out of 5. I think what's really holding it back from being a 4 is the Band-Aid, the iodine, you know, the higher proof, a higher percentage, which isn't a horrible thing as long as you do the mix right. And the price point would have definitely been over the ceiling that I have, but I did get it on a discount, so I'm going to give it a strong 3. A strong 3, just slightly lacking from a weak 4, if that helps out any. I really don't want to give it a full-fledged 4 because there's just something about it I'm just not jiving with. So here we come to another question, my fair price. I would definitely not be paying $70 for this bottle. But what about the 40? Do I feel this bottle is worth the 40? 30-ish, 40. I guess I'll be fine with that. I mean, but I'm not likely to buy it again. So there's that last part. Not likely to buy it again. But yeah, I guess it is what it is. $40. I didn't have to pay $70. I'm happy about that. Well, let me know. Have you tried this? Have you heard of it? Because also a note I want to let you know about is when I tried to find some reviews on this, they're all in German. Randy, no sprechen Sie Deutsch, ja? That was horrible. No sprechen Sie Deutsch. No, Mr. Randy, no sprechen Sie Deutsch. Okay? A few others, not Dutch. Anyways, do you speak Dutch? Sprechen Sie Dutch? No, I mean sprechen Sie English. In the comments, let us know. What do you think? Thanks for coming by at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy. You have a good one.